Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to Predatory Exotics.
So you guys might have seen the title, and it says something along the lines of mini-series, and we kind of just wanted to explain what this is, because obviously we have our main series of travel to find reptiles in the wild, but some people are so obsessed with reptiles that it travels into their personal travels as well.
Yes, I am so obsessed with reptiles. Even when I go on family trips or trips with my partner, I make her do the recording and I go find some reptiles as well. So they aren't quite as high budget production. Unfortunately, no drone and super expensive camera shots. But it is still reptiles, and I do seem to find quite a few.
So obviously these are not going to be as long as the actual main series, which is split into multiple parts. It's just going to be one mini video, but it's producing more content for you guys. So we do hope you enjoy, and let's see where we've been this time.
Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to Predatory Exotics. Today I am without Ollie. I'm on a personal trip to Rhodes in Greece. Rhodes is really interesting for the herpetofauna because it kind of is the bridge between Europe and Asia. It's in the Dodecanese island chain, which includes islands like Simi and a few different other small islands. But it's a really great island to look for reptiles because there's some that can be found in both Turkey and Greece across the Aegean Sea. So come with me to find loads of different snakes, lizards, turtles, lacertids, loads of different stuff we can find, frogs, amphibians. So stick around to see all the different reptiles we find, and I hope you enjoy.
What's that?
I've never caught this species before. I have the same genus at home but different species. I have Chalcides sepsoides at home. This one is Chalcides ocellatus, the ocellated skink. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so this is Chalcides ocellatus, the ocellated skink. Super cool species. I obviously have the wedge-snouted skink at home, same genus, which has got even smaller legs, which is a fossorial species. This one is actually a bit more terrestrial, and you can see they drop their tail and regrow it. So at some point, this one has dropped part of its tail, so the end bit, he's just lost it. But this is just a baby one. They'll get probably the length of maybe my hand even. So yeah, it's just a baby, but a pretty cool little Chalcides ocellatus, the ocellated skink. We're just going to release our Chalcides ocellatus. Louise just informed me that maybe you didn't hear me, so they probably got subtitles on it because they were playing whatever going on there. But we're going to release it. It was actually on the path, but we're going to release it into this little bit here and watch the ocellated skink go away because they'll probably dig into soil and stuff. But we found it in the evening, which is pretty cool. He's probably looking somewhere to hide. So awesome. Ooh,
It's moving this way. My other side.
A Stella's agama, Lauda Costello. Oh, we missed it.
So fast. Yes!
How am I going to get it? We've got another species. This one is the Pelasgian rock lizard. Lacerta pelagiana is the Latin name. So it's basically a micro-lacerta species. So Lacerta, basically referring to it being in this part of the world. It's like a micro-lacerta species. So it's really small, and it's kind of like their wall lizards. They don't have any wall lizard species in the genus Podarcus. But they do have these mini lacertas as well as the larger lacertas as well, and that blue tail is really blue. That's super cool, and easy to catch at that size with the big net. It just kind of ran into it. Lacerta pelagiana is pretty cool. I don't know how wide distributing this species it is, but it's a nice little find. So we're going to release our Pelasgian rock lizard onto this rock here, and you'll see how quick they are, and you'll see the bright blue tail as well. They're super cool.
bit closer. Should I flatten it? Yeah.
Got him.
Woo!
No, I haven't. Oh,
Oh, that
was
was a
close.
crazy catch.
so. The reason I wanted to catch this species so much is there's some debate whether what species this actually is. We use iNaturalist a lot for the species that we find, and on there it says it's Phelophlax ridibundus, which is the marsh frog. But if you look a bit further into it, that species doesn't actually, its native range isn't in Rhodes. The native species to Rhodes is the same genus, Phelophlax, but it's the 11th water skink. Phelophlax bedriage is the Latin name. So it's up for debate what it is specifically. They're so closely related, it's hard to tell visually. With some of the species, they can only be identified, and they've only recently been identified by audio acoustic analysis. So that means they've actually recorded the frog's mating calls, and that's how they actually distinguish between the species, which is pretty crazy scientifically. So whether this is, I think it probably is the 11th water skink. It probably isn't ridibundus, even though that's got a much larger range throughout Europe. Because Rhodes is so close to Turkey, that's why it possibly could be the 11th water frog. So it's pretty cool and a nice little find. So it's time to release our Phelophlax species. Phelophlax genus is pool and pond frogs. If you happen to be an expert on that for some reason, then please comment whether you think this is the 11th water frog or the marsh frog. But we're going to release him into his pond. They're actually very hard to catch. This is probably the 5th or 6th one.
It's gone.
So we're in this echoey tunnel on the way to look at this big pond, and we found our second Pelasgian rock lizard, Lacerta pelagiana. This one's a bit bigger. I don't actually know whether it's just the males that have the blue tail. Usually obviously males are the more colourful of the species. This one's got a lot more yellow striping. It's got a lot of yellow striping on his head. Yeah, pretty cool. And these ones have been surprisingly easy to catch so far, haven't they? They can't just go in the net the way you want them. But the blue tail is so cool. So we're going to release our Pelasgian rock lizard. We'll put one on this wall where we found him. And off he goes. I'm surprised at that bright blue tail. None of them have lost it, to be honest, because that is obviously a big thing for a predator to find, but obviously if it's a male they want to get spotted so they can find a nice female, and luckily it means we can spot them and catch them. So we've found an adult of the Pelagiana rock lizard. This one is way bigger than the other ones. I did think they get bigger than this. This one's scurrying along the wall, and yeah, we've got an adult which is decent size, still got the blue tail. Pretty cool. Nice to see a big one so you can see it a bit better.
It's on the tree.
On the tree?
Yeah. See it?
This tree?
This one here. Is it literally? Oh, he's down. Yes!
I got him!
Woo!
Please, I got him! Oh, look at him!
Oh,
Look at the blues!
I didn't see that. I thought it was a reflection. That's cool.
Yeah! I'm so
happened to
surprised we
his
got
tail?
it. So obviously this, it's a agama, not like a wall lizard or a gecko or anything. So they can't regrow their tails. So we've seen quite a few with the tail that has been dropped. Birds, cats, seen a lot of cats, which obviously is a big invasive problem for reptiles. But yeah, this is Laudica stelio, the Roughtail agama. This one is a male. It's always better to catch the males because they have the really cool colours. So you can see the oranges and the blues on it. You might think this looks a bit like a bearded dragon. They are agamids as well. So these are sort of larger lizards. They've got the spiky beard and stuff like that. Obviously, they're very far removed from bearded dragons. Bearded dragons are from Australia. We're in the Mediterranean of Europe. So this is an awesome find because we found loads of them. I think this is one of the top 2 species in Rhodes that you can find. But they're found on all the rocks. We found it here, was basking on the rock pile, and then ran up the tree and gave us a bit better of a chance of catching it. But awesome find, and Lauda Castellio, the rough rocktail agama. So guys, we're going to release our Lauda Castellio, the rough rocktail agama. He was actually realised that it's a rock pile, it's someone's old fire pit that they've made, and he was using the rocks as a basking bit. So I'm sure he'll run off, but we'll try and put him on here. Whoa! Off he goes. So guys, just caught another Pelasgian rock lizard, Lacerta pelagiana. I just walked up that massive hill just to get to the bottom and then catch another one of these. But I thought I may as well catch it and tell you a few of the facts that I didn't know the other day about it. Their population distribution is limited to only a few islands near Rhodes, so it's Rhodes, and then Simi, Neros, and a couple other introduced populations. And then the males and the females. The males and the females can be the same colour, but the males usually have a more orange head, which goes onto their back, and this one has quite an orange head and back. So hopefully this one's a male, but it's still a baby one, still has the blue tail. I'll get a few close-up pics. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know, found another one, and that's where they're found and how you tell the difference. So that is the end of the trip for me. Caught a few new species for me, a few lifers that I can put on my reptile wall at home. Hopefully you did enjoy. Obviously there's loads of stuff we didn't catch, like green toads. They have a different subspecies / species, the variable toad, which would have been awesome to find. But really pleased that we caught the agama, the different lizards as well. I was slightly worried that the Lacerta was a different species. I thought it might have been the Hortensi, but it looks like that is an older species that has then been split up into 3 separate species. So really awesome to find, and it's been super hot here. It's currently 36 degrees, feels like 39 degrees. So it is really hard to find some of the amphibians, especially the green toad, and some of the more fossorial species because they will bury down further. Really excited that we found the ocellated skink, because I'm surprised that wasn't buried down. We did find that after the sun went down. We'll have to come back either here or maybe to Turkey to find the Anatolian worm lizard. But for now, that is the end of the video. Comment down below what was your favourite reptile and where we should go next on our trip. But for now, leave a like, subscribe, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.